Hello everyone! 2024 is nearly coming to a close, and I wanted to do a little retrospective of my year in gaming since I played over 100 games across PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and of course PC. And I really want to be able to remember when I'm old and grey, so I think it'll be a nice little memory milestone marker thing. So, these are 5 of my favourite games that I played in 2024, and 5 I must play games for 2025. As I played over 100 games, there's quite a lot to choose from, but after careful deliberation, these are my favourite games I played in 2024. 5. Dear Esther. This is a lovely narrative game / walking simulator created by the Chinese Room who created Everybody's Gone to the Rapture and Still Wakes the Deep. It's short but densely packed with story, as fragments of audio are played as you venture on an uninhabited Hebridean island.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight, he landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
There are no quest markers, no guides, and no HUD. You are just encouraged to move forward and experience the story. On a completely different tone, number 4, Immortals of Aveum. I honestly feel this game is one of the most underrated of 2023. It's an FPS that only uses magic. I feel this is quite rare. The only game I can really think of that's similar is Hexen. There are first-person games like Wolfenstein or Bioshock that do have magic, but you can also balance gameplay with a repertoire of guns. In Immortals of Aveum, you play as Jack, who learns he has rare magical powers and becomes a battle mage to save the world whilst uncovering the secrets of their ancient powers. The story is engaging and the world feels unique. It drip feeds the world and the lore to me, no heavy exposition, which is very much so a pet peeve of mine.
Kirkins told me about you.
There's a great cast of characters that are incrementally introduced, and they're backed by charismatic actors such as Darren Barnett, Gina
A giant
Torres,
bridge, sir. Use it.
and Leonardo Nam.
In their endless fight for magic, the Magni ignore the Great Wound's relentless advance.
There's some really unique gameplay mechanics which are staggered in nicely as you progress in the game.
Rashanians really want to cut off passage to the power pole.
Number 3. Life is Strange. Since playing What Remains of Edith Finch, my eyes have been open to narrative adventure games, including this very popular series. Sparked by Double Exposure coming out, I thought I'd finally get onto that bandwagon. Max Caulfield returns to her hometown of Arcadia Bay, where she witnesses her childhood best friend, Chloe, being shot by a school bully. Through this moment, she learns that she has magical powers that can rewind time, and she does so to save Chloe.
Whoa! What the f? How can that be? I was in the bathroom. He shot that poor girl. I held up my hand, and then I was back here.
But that sparks a series of cascading events surrounding them, including visions of a giant storm heading towards the bay.
Holy...
There are 2 things I love in storytelling. 1, time travel, and 2, slow burn with a massive punch at the end. Each section slowly builds to a massive reveal and a massive cliffhanger at the end of every chapter.
I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
Number 2. Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. Banishers follows Antea and Red, who are two ghost hunting detective partners and lovers who are navigating a tragic twist of fate, which forces them to confront moral dilemmas in a supernatural world.
Did you poison him with quicksilver?
Yes. I stole a few months of Joffrey Rowland's life to save decades of my sister's.
You mistook yourself for God. Though you'd sworn an oath to protect life, you delivered death.
I played God, for God did nothing! To save one you loved, you do the same.
I know a lot of games say that they have consequences for the decisions in games, but this game really has consequences for the decisions in the game. It handles conflict of ethics and values elegantly and realistically, and I really felt the impact of every choice I made. The ending I had in my first playthrough was truly jaw-drop shocking and tied in so nicely to a replay. I will say no more, just play it. Honourable Mentions. Yes, I'm kind of cheating with some honourable mentions, but I kind of have to, it's been a good year. Fahrenheit, which is also known as Indigo Prophecy in some countries. It's very old, but super interesting, and quite different. Controls were old and clunky, and sometimes made no sense, but the story was fun and bizarre and well worth it.
Hi, caller. How you doing today?
Hi, Doug. Not too bad. Is Tyler here yet?
Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. I love the dark and moody world and how the game gives you very little instructions. It almost feels Elden Ring-like. I'm still not 100% sure what happened in the story, but hey, I got to battle the dragon. Return of the Obra Dinn. Another story game, but more of a mystery or detective game where you have to uncover the fates of a missing ship's crew with a journal and a magical pocket watch. Fragments of 1-bit monochromatic retro visuals were formed like puzzle pieces, which incrementally drip-fed for me to use my own mind to fill in the gaps, in the story and in the journal. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This game would be higher if I had finished it this year, but it's a classic first-person action-adventure game featuring the great fictional archaeologist Indiana Jones. There's a ton of different worlds, biomes, puzzles, stories, and all-round great adventures. I definitely will be making a separate video on this one. Number 1. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. This is my number 1, not just of this year, but maybe one of all time. Mechanically, genius. Story, genius. Worlds, biome, characters, genius. This game showcases how interactive media can tell stories like nothing else can. It's a medium that can enable true empathy in storytelling. You are enabled to walk in someone else's shoes. You play as two brothers who embark on an epic fairy tale-like adventure to find the water of life for their dying father. The game covers many different themes, but in particular grief. I created a longer video about this, which I'll link in the description. I love this game so much that I instantly replayed it, got the platinum, and then hopped straight onto the remake and replayed that to get the platinum. I can't highly recommend this game enough to every single person. I have a Trello board for all my games, and there's over 300 in there. And that's not even talking about the new releases coming up. But of those games that are in the list, these are the ones that I'm setting out goals to definitely play and finish. Hellblade 2: Senua's Sacrifice. Final Fantasy XIV. Chrono Trigger. Control. And of course, it's Baldur's Gate 3, and all the different playthroughs I'll play. I can't wait to get all those open questions answered and get that damn worm out of my head. For those who have been joining in the playthrough, I hope you're enjoying and are excited for more in 2025. So thank you for watching and sharing in my little trip down memory lane. I've also really enjoyed learning how to create and edit videos this year. and learn how YouTube works. I'm super excited for more adventures in 2025, and I hope that you all have a lovely celebration, feel rested and energized for all your hopes, dreams, and goals. See you next year!